Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Study, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, 2023 3-and-out drives. Sustaining drives is obviously vital to a successful offense. Today, I wanted to evaluate unsuccessful ones, looking at 3-and-outs for new Pittsburgh Steelers quarterbacks Russell Wilson and Justin Fields in the 2023 season. Let's jump right in. Here is a visual of total plays on 3-and-out drives. Bar, first down success, white square equals 6 yards or greater than or equal to 40% of the needed yardage. Second down success, gray square equals 6 yards or greater than or equal to 50% of the needed yardage. And total successful plays. Lots of great info here. The first thing that jumps out is Russell Wilson lands toward the bottom of the visual with the 5th most 3-and-out plays in 2023, 97. That ranked 29th out of the 33 qualifying QBs, with a minimum of 250 regular season total dropbacks. That is unfortunate to learn, especially in anticipation of 2024, where Pittsburgh needs to trend positively in sustaining drives. Wilson and the Broncos particularly struggled on first down, with only one successful play, and they tied for second least. Ouch. They were much better on second downs with 7 successes, tying for 9th best. Digging themselves into a hole on first down was the theme that was difficult to overcome and repeatedly led to 3-and-outs at a high rate. That was also true for Fields in Chicago last season. He had just 1 first down success as well compared to 5 first down successes, 17th, on 71 3-and-out plays, 14th. Fields did appear in fewer games, 13, than Wilson, though, 15, which is important quantity context. Pickett's marks were quite different in Pittsburgh in 2023. What stands out positively is having the most first down success, with 7 such plays that tied for 4th best compared to just 1 each for Wilson and Fields. Wow. The issue comparatively for the Steelers last season was second down, when Pickett had 4 successes, tying for 21st. In 12 games, Pickett's 68 3-and-out plays fared better than I anticipated, facing the undesired situation 12th least. The situation felt painful still, emphasizing that if things transpire similarly for the new QB room in 2024, we might feel similar or even more pain with several 3-and-out drives, unfortunately. Optimistically, substantial investments in the offense were made by Pittsburgh this offseason, which will hopefully result in more ideal situations for Russell Wilson and Justin Fields to be more consistently successful, knocks on wood. For even more context, here is a scatter plot with first and second down success rates on 3-and-out drives. This view really hammers the earlier takeaways further, with the new QB room struggling profusely on first down, while Pickett had the top-ranked 36.8 first down 3-and-out success rate. Fields had a 4.8 first down success rate, 30th, and Wilson came in at a 3.7 mark, 32nd. Those were both in the bottom 5 among their peers, 4th and 2nd worst, to be exact. The new QB room in 2024 must have a huge goal of avoiding stalled drives more often. The dot sizes, particularly for Wilson, emphasize that fact, contributing to far too many stalls in Denver in 2023. George Pickens producing as a number 1 WR will be a weekly concern, Kabley says. All eyes are on Pittsburgh Steelers WR George Pickens this season, and so is the pressure. So much of their success on offense will run through him this year, or not at all. After trading Diontae Johnson, they don't have a strong option next to him, and how that affects his productivity is something to consider. He is not an elite route runner who easily creates space, so how will he handle frequent double teams? Pickens is the unquestioned number 1 receiver after Diontae Johnson was traded. Whether he can produce without a legitimate number 2 threat will be a weekly concern, and rightfully so, Mark Kabley writes on the Steelers' predicament for The Athletic. Whether or not opponents take him out of games and how he reacts to that is going to be key. Pickens' numbers spiked last year when Mason Rudolph was inserted into the lineup because of his accuracy, and that could carry over with Wilson at quarterback. Of course, there is never just one variable, so this discussion is not a simple one. The Steelers shackled George Pickens to Kenny Pickett as his quarterback, adding Matt Canada on top of that. A poorly run and poorly executed offense somehow failed to show him in the best light. But he doesn't escape the blame entirely because he certainly squandered his share of opportunities. Yes, he produced better with Mason Rudolph if you ignore his zero-target game. But he struggled to get open for Kenny Pickett, stepped out of bounds to negate a touchdown, and couldn't catch a jump ball to save his life for significant stretches of the season. The Steelers have dealt with defenses taking George Pickens out of games before. Head coach Mike Tomlin talked about that after the game against the Jacksonville Jaguars, for example. Other times, he portrayed that as a positive, but who is catching the balls he doesn't see this year? As of now, the Steelers' best bet as the second target behind Pickens is Pat Freiermuth. Guys like Van Jefferson, Calvin Austin III, and Roman Wilson will not discourage defenses from double-teaming him. For as much as everybody acknowledges his immense talent and potential, the Steelers still need to see a lot of growth from Pickens. He did grow in certain areas last season, but some, like his route running, still need even more help. The Steelers even struggled to feed Antonio Brown at times and worked hard to scheme him open amid double teams. A 2022 second-round pick by the Steelers, George Pickens has 115 career receptions for 1,941 yards and 9 touchdowns. He produced his first 1,000-yard season last year and led the NFL with an 18.1 yard per catch average. But how will he produce with the defense more free to key on him and take him out of the game plan? Kaboly believes that will be a weekly challenge for the Steelers to figure out with Pickens. 49ers WR Brandon Aiyuk trade destinations, Steelers, Commanders top list. Brandon Aiyuk and the San Francisco 49ers are at a crossroads. The disgruntled wide receiver reportedly met with head coach Kyle Shanahan and general manager John Lynch this week. Aiyuk's representatives and the 49ers appear to be at an impasse as they try to negotiate a long-term contract extension. Aiyuk, 26, is in the final year of his rookie deal that will pay him $14.1 million for the upcoming season. He wants to be paid among the top receivers in the league, who now make in the range of $30 million annually. However, the 49ers already have receiver Deebo Samuel under contract for 2 more years on a 3-year, $73.5 million deal. This offseason, San Francisco signed Christian McCaffrey to a new contract that makes him the highest-paid running back in the league. The Niners also have lucrative long-term deals with Nick Bosa, Trent Williams, Javon Hargrave, Fred Warner, and George Kittle. And after the 2024 season, Brock Purdy will be eligible for a new contract that will make him one of the highest-paid quarterbacks in the league. Even with San Francisco chasing a Super Bowl, Aiyuk could be too expensive to keep beyond 2024. To protect themselves at the position, the 49ers signed number 3 receiver Jauan Jennings to a 2-year, $15.4 million deal and drafted receivers Ricky Pearsall and Jacob Cowing in April. Lynch said in early May that the Niners were past entertaining trade offers for Aiyuk and Samuel. But if negotiations go sour with Aiyuk and San Francisco is willing to move on at some point this summer, here are 5 teams that make sense in a trade. The Steelers need veteran receiver help and have shown interest in a potential trade for Aiyuk. Whether it's Russell Wilson or Justin Fields who emerges as the team's new starter at quarterback, Pittsburgh could use a top-flight receiver opposite big play guy George Pickens. According to Over the Cap, the Steelers are spending $14 million in receiver salaries, 3rd lowest in the NFL. And Pittsburgh has about $16 million in cap space, so the team can afford to sign Aiyuk to the deal he wants. Pittsburgh averaged just 18 points per game last year and had one of the worst passing offenses in the league, averaging just 186 yards per game. With Aiyuk, the Steelers would have a chance to create balance on offense, pairing two talented receivers with an already strong running game. That would help them compete in one of the NFL's best divisions. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Brandon Aiyuk? Leave your opinion in the comments.